Oh, hi, it's your old buddy Zoo, and today we're talking about something of a rarity in the retro handheld scene, and that is one of these retro handheld companies actually taking our advice, taking our criticism and our critiques, and fixing some issues we've noticed in a review unit. Now, the review unit in question is the RG DS, and we told Anbernic, among other things, that the screens weren't synced up. That could be a problem. It's not a huge problem for someone like me who's playing a bunch of JRPGs, but if you're playing Sonic and you have eyes, you'll see the top screen isn't lined up with the bottom screen. It's an issue. It's like 40 hertz on top and 60 on the bottom. That's not good. That's 20 different. But to their credit, Anbernic did listen and they said, you know what? We should try to fix that. Now, if you listen to me and pretty much every other retro handhelds person in the scene and you didn't pre-order, it shouldn't be an issue for you. But if you said, F you, Zoo, I'm not going to do what you tell me, I'm going to pre-order it even harder, well, you might need to apply the fix yourself. And it's not an easy fix because for whatever reason, God bless them, they didn't include over-the-air update capabilities with this. So you have to manually do it on the SD card. It's a little hinky. It's not too hard. I can do it. I did it. And I'm kind of an idiot. And if I can do it, so can you. Now don't get too excited. It's not going to be a complete overhaul like Gamma OS. We're going to do a video on that pretty soon. It's not going to improve your performance by like 50%. You're not going to be able to play 3DS games on here tomorrow. But I am going to show you what you, as a regular retail user, should be expecting when you buy the regular retail RG DS. So strap in and let's begin. So if you don't remember, here's what it looks like before the patch.
Let's do it!
Ugh. So in order to update the firmware, you have to go to the link in the description, and there's going to be 3 things in there. There's going to be a README file, there's going to be an SD card tool, and there's going to be the image file. Now I was dumb, and I didn't realize I shouldn't use the card this came with because it was going to overwrite all my files. But I was also impatient. So instead of going to find an old 8GB SD card, which definitely would have been the correct move, I just copied over my DS games and my hard drive and used the SD card this thing came with. All that being said, I would recommend just getting an old 8 to 16GB SD card you don't care about and use that. That way, all your games, all your files, everything isn't touched. Every step of this process is going to take a minute. So when you flash the image to your SD card, it's going to take a while. Get up, wander off. When you put the SD card into your DS and let it run, it's going to take a while. No big deal. Just let it work. Okay. Doing action succeeded. That's good. Please remove the SD card. Ugh. Get out of there. There we go. SD card has been removed, and look at that. Up and running. While this loads, I'm going to plug the SD card back in, put my games over. And here's the thing. At every step of this process, it takes a minute. So you're better off just getting up, wandering off, maybe getting out a different handheld and playing. And from here, now we're the same as we were at the beginning. Choose English, yes. Connect to my Wi-Fi. I'm going to do that off camera. We are in the US of A. And then from this point, unfortunately, you're going to have to put all your ROMs back in to the directories they were supposed to be in. But it's not too big of a deal as long as you have a fast SD card reader. For me, I'm just going to put my DS games back on here, and that's because I'm using this specifically as a DS machine. It's a unitasker, and that's fine. I'm okay with these specially made Anbernic things being just a DS device, or like the RG34XX as a dedicated Game Boy Advance device. It's also very important that if you are doing a single SD card like I did, delete the update file, because if you put it back in here, it's going to run the update all over again. I may or may not know that from experience, and I may or may not have wasted 15 minutes. So, close this up, put our SD card back in there. Come on now. It's going to say, hey, there's an SD card in here. Yeah, that's fine. Load new game. Scan for games. And look, all my NDS games are there. I just put them in a folder on the root of the SD card called NDS. So let's load up Sonic, since he was the primary offender. And we will see. Look at that. Whoa! How do you like them apples? Pretty cool. So what did we accomplish by updating this? Well, you fixed the issue where this upper screen frame rate drops when you had games running on the lower screen. You've also optimized the screen synchronization in DS games, as you've seen in Sonic, and they've added dual screen backlight control functionality, which basically means if I go to brightness, look, I can have this one really bright on top and this one dim on the bottom, or vice versa. Pretty cool. I'm just going to kind of set them both to, set them both to full and call it a day. So next, we're going to play a couple games. I want to show you that the fix, it wasn't just Sonic, it's across the board. And then, of course, we'll do What Did We Learn? But now, let's play some games on this slightly improved DS. And again, this is a DS experience you should be getting right out of the box. And God willing, you're not going to have to do any of this. But I figured I'd put a little guide in there just in case you were unlucky, just in case you are a super early adopter. Whee! Shouldn't have done that. Is this spinning in sync? Looks like it. Is that Christopher Lloyd? Whoa. Hey, listen, because it's time for What Did We Learn? And we learned that Anbernic actually fixed a mistake. How about that? Gamma's already got Gamma OS out for this thing, and we'll get to that. But as of right now, if you buy a RGDS, you should be getting it shipped with firmware version 1.4, which, as you can see, fixes a couple things. Most importantly, screen synchronization in DS games. And again, I don't mind just playing DS games on here. This is a unitasker, but it is a really good unitasker just for DS stuff. If you were a super early adopter and you got one of these that already shipped before they came out with version 1.4, hopefully this guide was easy enough to follow. Don't make the same mistake I did. Just go find an 8 or 16 gigabyte card and use that. Don't use the card it came with. I did not realize that it would overwrite everything, and then by the time I found that out, I was too lazy to go find another card. Don't be lazy like Zoo. Although if you do like Zoo, which is me, then please like and subscribe this video. We got all sorts of stuff coming out. Christmas is coming real soon. CES is, oh boy, 3 weeks away. We got some new cool stuff that might be coming from Asus. Some new cool stuff might be coming from Lenovo. And we also have all of our retro stuff. Heck, you know, Anbernic's dropping that 477V. It might be here sooner than we think. It might be at my door right now. So if you want the latest news from x86 devices all the way down to these Anbernic units, stay tuned to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.